What's up? Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for Thursday, November 10th, 2022. You know it. I am Joe from the Buckeye Cast, bringing it to you every single day. Your 5 to 10 minutes of Buckeye nuggets, blitzing you morning, afternoon, and night, whenever you like. Hope you guys checked out that interview with the president and CEO of the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Gave a lot of good information about the CFP, how they work, and about expansion. He had a lot of scheduling ideas, like starting the season earlier, maybe adding in a bye week during conference play, and then how the playoffs would be staggered into January and stuff. And then there's challenges by butting up against the NFL's playoffs. So anyways, go back, check that out on YouTube or in podcast form, wherever you're listening. Please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Yesterday, we talked about the CFP rankings. I gave you my take. So we're going to continue kind of the national discussion and not just look at our team, but let's look at the top three teams, in my opinion. Right now, the Vegas odds at most books have Georgia favored to win the national championship at plus 105. Buckeyes right there with them at plus 225. A little bit of a drop off here. Michigan at plus 750. That's interesting to me. You can see the top two have really separated themselves, and Tennessee is plus 1,200 coming in fourth. There's a big drop off there from 750 to 1,200. Then way down the road, you got Oregon, Alabama, LSU, TCU. Alabama and LSU are plus 4,000. They don't have a snowball's chance in hell. So, let's focus on Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, and the rest can that number 4 seed. If it's a Tennessee, Oregon, LSU, TCU, they're fucked. They're not going to win that game going against the number 1 seed, whether it's Ohio State, Georgia, even Michigan. No chance in hell. So let's focus on Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, and let's talk offensive stats. I want to run through a bunch of numbers here. And first, the most important to me, though, is strength of schedule. Right now, as it stands, Ohio State has a 27th ranked strength of schedule. Okay, this is tops of these three teams. Michigan, 76th, pathetic. Georgia, 45th, even with playing Tennessee. Not great, Bob. So let's run through some stats here on offense. Let's go team points per game. I got Ohio State at 45.8, leading the country. All right. Behind them, you got Tennessee, then Michigan coming in number 3 at 42.2, and then Georgia coming in at 41. So they're all in the top 10. It's just a matter of field goals, really, between these guys. But I do like Ohio State leading the way. Next, let's talk team points per play. So every play, how many points do they have the potential to score? So points per play, Ohio State, 0.694. This is tops in the country as well. And it's not even freaking close. Michigan is 0.87. I'm sorry, 0.587. That's a substantial difference. Behind them is USC, 0.582, then Alabama, 0.581. So we are head and shoulders above the second team there. Now, Georgia is down here at 0.566. So Buckeyes leading the way there as well. Next, let's talk team yards per game. Now, this is where Georgia has a huge advantage. They're averaging 518 yards per game on offense. But keep in mind that strength of schedule. All right. Keep that also in mind when we talk Michigan here. So the Buckeyes are 11th at 484 per game on offense, and Michigan 465 on offense. I don't care if you're running the ball every single play. 465 for Michigan against that garbage schedule. What did we say? 76th ranked strength of schedule. Yeah, that's not going to get it done when you run into a tough team. Wait till that freaking last week of the season Next, let's talk team yards per play. So yards per play. This is what we average. Ohio State leading the country again, 7.3. Georgia right behind us, 7.2. Michigan down here at 6.5. That shit will come back to haunt you. If you're not moving the ball when you need to, that's a huge difference. That's almost a full yard on average difference. Next, let's talk team rushing yards per game. So per game, these are the rushing yards. Michigan leading the way. Obviously, that's what they do. They want a Jim Harbaugh, jam it up your ass kind of offense. So they're averaging 250 yards per game rushing. Again, strength of schedule, 76 in the country. Easy to do that against a bunch of cream puffs, right? Georgia down here, 202, and the Buckeyes got to get better at this at 193. They're 31st in the country. So we need some serious improvement there for sure. We talked about this before the season even freaking started, running the ball. All right. Last offensive stat, passing yards per game. Georgia, 316. Ohio State, 290. And Michigan, way down here, 88th in the country, 215 yards per game. Michigan is averaging through the air. That sounds like a big problem. If you need, say you're down 2 scores late in the game, you're going to do that running the ball? You're going to catch up running? I don't think so. Blake Corum's good. He's not that good against a good defense. So those are some huge differences there, especially when we talk about the passing game and scoring. So I do want to mention a couple defensive stats. This one is a team stat that I really like. It is the turnover margin. And that is Ohio State leading the way. We are 6th in the country at 1.0 plus 1.0. So plus 1 per game. That's our turnover margin. So that's huge. 6th in the country. Michigan plus 0.7. Again, consider the schedule. And Georgia way down here at minus 0.1. 72nd in the country. They don't take the ball away. That's all you can say. And even, again, think about their strength of schedule. Was it 45th? Yeah. So next, let's talk defense now. I want to talk about yards per play, what your defense allows the opponent to do. So Michigan they're leading the country. They allow 3.9 yards per play. And Ohio State's right behind them at 4.2. Georgia right behind us at 4.5 yards per play. Next, opponent points per game. So it's the scoring. What do you allow per game? Illinois, surprisingly, number 1 in the country. I'm guessing their strength of schedule is not that great, playing the fucking Big Ten West. Anyways, Michigan, 12.1. They're 2nd. Georgia, 12.1. And we are 7th at 15.8. So just a little over a field goal difference there. Defense, like we said before the season started, it doesn't have to be a top 20 or a top 5 defense, but a top 20, top 30. That is huge. And that's what we're hoping for. We want to stay right up there. If we can stay in the top 10 in all defensive categories, that's more than enough. Our offense should be able to do the rest of the work, right? So let's see. Let's go with red zone scores. Let's go passing yards per game. Ohio State allows 165.9. Michigan right behind us, 170 even. And then Georgia is down at 187.9. So you can throw the ball on Georgia. Again, consider strength of schedule. They haven't played a lot of great quarterbacks. Hendon Hooker, didn't look so freaking hot. Let's go rushing yards per game allowed. Michigan leading the way here, 72.4. Georgia, 94.9. And Ohio State is 11th in the country, 105.9. Again, we're in the top 20, at 11th. Michigan, again, strength of schedule. Georgia, strength of schedule, of course. This stat is important to me. This is red zone scores per game. Your opponent scores this many times in the red zone. And we're all 1 through 3 here. Michigan 1.3, Georgia 1.4, Ohio State 1.4. So when teams get in the red zone, are you allowing them to score? So I really think with all these things considered and strength of schedule, I don't see how Ohio State is not the favorite to win the national championship. They are even or higher at all of these statistical categories. So let me know what you guys think. I know stats are for nerds, and you can make stat numbers say whatever you want, but this is clear. I mean, I just went through the same categories on offense and defense and the turnover margin, and I don't see how the Buckeyes aren't the #1 team in the country. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hit me up on social, and I'll talk to you later. Go Bucks!